estamos.
Welcome to a brand new episode of the GearyCast. I hope everybody can hear me well because I'm in the middle of nowhere because I didn't have time to reach home before the recording of this podcast. So I brought my laptop with me, but I'm somewhere in the park. You can maybe hear the nature behind me, but we will do our best. Brand new GearyCast. My name is Chris Marquez. And I'm joined today by Sergio. Welcome, Sergio.
Hello, Chris. How you doing, mate? I see that you're in a beautiful environment, like always. 2 single selections of a good view.
Help with the internet. I was on my way picking up a card I had to get, and I couldn't make it. So I stopped here, and this was the most quiet place there probably is around. So yeah, what have you been up to this week?
Well, starting with some recent news. I don't know if you've seen, Chris, about the interview with Samu Castillejo, saying that he wanted to sign with Malaga for this season, and he even said that there was no problem with financial fair play for it, and Malaga said that the club said to him it was not the moment. They were not looking for this type of players, and basically they rejected his intention of joining the club. What do you think about this, Chris? Because I think it's quite disappointing that we haven't got to see Castillejo this season at Rosaleda.
I think it's very disappointing, but I also think because Malaga told us a different story, didn't they? Malaga said it wasn't possible due to the rules of players of the salary. So,
Yeah.
Malaga tells a different story at the start of the season that it wasn't possible, and now Samu Castillejo tells this.
Yeah. To be honest, I don't know what to believe. I mean, I don't think he's going to do an interview and lie about it. And I did that if he's saying that because he was sure that he would be being able to play for Malaga. But I mean, if it is true, it's very disappointing of the club. I mean, I do understand this policy that they're trying to get the young players in the squad and give these players the minutes that they deserve. But someone like Samu Castillejo, you can't say no, in my opinion. I think the same happened with Portillo. They didn't want to sign Portillo either. And for me, it's a wrong decision. The players that take it to another level, and I don't think Loren Juarros or whoever makes these decisions, that I imagine that it's him, haven't been very good. So, let's see what happens for the next season. I don't think he's going to sign for Malaga now because I think he's under contract with another club. So, yeah, disappointing.
Yeah. He's in Malaysia. I don't know when the Malaysian league starts or finishes. I think it's still busy as well. So we will have to see. He's in Spain right now because Aria Malagista.
Yeah.
Godoy did the interview from his house in Malaga, so we will have to see. But I don't think he will come.
No, I don't think that he will come. Maybe in the future, but I don't see him coming for next season. So, but yeah, disappointing.
I will also tell you, after this interview, I don't think Malaga is going to sign him ever in the future again.
Yeah, it's true. It's possible. But yeah, let's move into some other news because yesterday Onda Cero reported that Saudi Arabia business group is interested in the buy of Malaga Club de Football. What do you think about this, Chris? Do you think it's true? Do you think it's another rumor that we can give credibility, or what?
I think it is a rumor, but I don't know what to think of it. I can't really place it because I think if there's one serious option, it's the QSI investment group who I think they're the only option if I'm honest.
Yeah, I mean it's a very strange situation, isn't it? Because there's every week there's some rumours of different investors that are interested in Malaga. Me personally, my favourite option is QSE from Qatar
Yeah.
because their experience with other sporting, well, more with football clubs like Paris Saint-Germain. But I don't know. At least for me, the important with this is when the rumours are around, it's because something is happening behind the scenes. So I think it's positive for Malaga that all these rumours are coming out because I think we're finally seeing the light in the tunnel. What do you think, Chris?
But I also think that it's going to be very difficult as Altani has to sell. And he always says he doesn't want to sell. So I think that's also very difficult. I don't know. I think I have to see it before I get too excited about it.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I mean, we'll have to first wait to the end of this season and let's see if we can have new owners for the summer. That would be quite exciting for the club. Let's get into the weekend's game, Malaga against Elche. A difficult game, more with Malaga already saved after the Sporting the Gijón game. Lineups, I'm quite surprised with it because I thought you were going to go with some other options with some players that haven't been involved so much, and it was quite similar to the week before. I don't really know if there was a change. I think maybe someone at centre back. I think Einar was dropped, or I can't really remember. But yeah, what's your thoughts on the lineups, Christy? Were you expecting something different now that Malaga already gained the objective?
I don't know because there's still an option to. There was still an option to end higher on the table. There's still an option, but there was also an option to end like 2 places high or 11th position, I believe, or 10th. I
Yeah,
think for the money, that's good. I
yeah,
think it's also for the players who've been sitting on the bench the whole season. It's nice to get some time, and maybe for a Juanpe or a Sangali, it would have been a good moment to well show what they got. So maybe Malaga get some offers, or they can find a club much easier.
yeah. It's true what you're saying. There was still there's still options of finishing in a better position, and it's good for Malaga because they'll get money for television rights. So in that way, I do understand it. But I think after such a long season, players like Carlos Lopez, that he'd been all season without playing a football match. I think for me personally, it was the moment to give him time and give him the confidence because I think he's going to be an important player in the future. Probably he won't be here next season because I think he will leave on loan. And I think that's a good decision. But I think personally, I do think that he should have started the other day. I think Bellefer should have given the minutes because someone that's so young and is always on the bench and training, I think it has to be difficult for a player of his age. But there's still another game, and let's see if he can get the chance there.
I totally agree with you. I have the starting 11 here. We had Herrero on goal, Gabilondo, Pastor, maybe new name in the 11. La Rubia, Manu Molina, Murillo, Luismi, Nelson Monte, Lobete, Antonito, and Chupe. What did you? I mean, with what kind of feeling did you start watch this match? Were you excited? Were you not excited? Did you thought I don't care anymore?
To be honest, I was relaxed because once that we did our goal against the Sporting, I think it was a relief for all the Malaga fans. I think that to come to this game and already be safe because I mean Elche is playing to go up to Primera División, so it wouldn't be the best scenario of Malaga trying to or playing for something and going to this ground and having to win or getting a point. So in that way, I was relaxed. But it is true that you want to end the season in the best way. To be honest, that first half was quite difficult to watch. Malaga didn't have the ball a lot, but on one side it's quite normal. But we did suffer a lot, in my opinion, with the balls behind the defence. They were doing that continuously. I don't know how they didn't score. They had a massive chance hitting both posts with one shot.
That was a crazy shot.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah.
In one way, you can say it's expected, but in another way, I do see the typical game that Malaga have been doing all season away from home. So I don't know if that is worrying or it's because the situation of the game that we went into. But the first half, not a lot of positive, quite boring. But at least we went with a 0-0 draw. So
yeah, I couldn't be really arsed after this match, if I'm honest. I mean, I don't know. I was watching it, but I also thought, because it was very warm on Sunday in Malaga, I also thought I could have been at the beach right now.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. I was watching it.
If it wasn't for the Geary Cost, I would be probably at the beach.
No, but true.
It's not the same anymore when there's nothing to play for.
No, but I do have to say that this year I wanted it to be like that. I don't mind having a couple or 3 games without playing nothing, just enjoying and watching the match relax, because we've had a couple of seasons that have been really tough. So in that way, I was quite happy.
In Malaga, the players were more relaxed. Did you have the feeling Malaga, the players cared a lot in this match?
Yeah, in one way. I mean, obviously, because that mentally it's going to affect knowing that you've already done your job. But it's what I said to you before. For me, my worry is that it was the typical game that we've been doing all season. Playing, I'm not going to say bad, but just doing the typical way away from home, defending, then conceding 2 late goals without them. I don't think they were great either. So I don't know. That's my problem. I think Malaga were the better team in the second half, at least in the first 15 minutes, and they got away with the 2-0 win. I know that they're playing for everything, but I've got the feeling that I've watched that game before. So yeah, on that side.
Yeah, I totally get what you mean, because but I did have the feeling like Malaga was well organized in the first half. Well, there was this header, there was this great chance where I don't know which Malaga player got it off the line. And the one you mentioned with both where they hit the post twice, both posts, which was incredibly great chance, which I should have got in. But Malaga looked pretty good defensively, I think.
Yeah,
for something.
There's what we've been seeing all season, a very solid team at the back. But that first half were completely defensive, because I can't really remember an attacking chance that Malaga had. I remember Antonito free kick that went wide, and not a lot more. So it's something that we need to improve for next season. We need to be stronger away from home, because you can tell it's a team that goes away to try to get a point, and that can't be for Malaga if they want to survive or even try for something else next season. But if you want, let's get into the second half. I think the second half we started pretty well. I think Elche probably felt the pressure of what they were playing for, and I think we were quite good. We had 2 massive chances from Lovete and Antonito, and once again,
Chupe also had a big chance, didn't he?
Yeah, as well. But it's what we've been saying all season. They're the chances that we miss and that cost us the points. What do you think about the chances, Chris? Do you think that Dovete and Antonio should have done better.
They should have done better. I also think Chupe should have done better. The Chupe ones are, I think Malaga should have scored. And if Malaga would have scored, it would be a totally different match because then Elche is really dead. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because Elche has a lot to play for. And I have to say, because last week I said Elche is dead. They're not dead.
No, not at all.
They're not dead. Especially Kawa is not dead. Their striker. He's very much alive. But it also doesn't depend on them anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah, true. I think you could really tell with that second half that they could really feel the pressure. I think the crowd as well were paying too much attention to all the results because every 5-10 minutes you could hear the crowd cheering because Levante conceded, then the other way because they scored. But yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be the same at Rosaleda, don't you think? If Malaga were in that situation. The second half, after them two chances, not too much went on. We saw something quite positive, I think, with the entrance of Dani Lorenzo coming back from his injury, a player that was really important last year, and that this season he hasn't been available due to his problems with his foot. How do you think Dani Lorenzo's impact can be for next season, Chris?
I think Dani Lorenzo can be a very important player, but he doesn't. I mean, he was very, very, very important at Merida, and he was praised a lot there. But I don't think we have seen the best of him. I think there's still a lot to give for Dani Lorenzo, if I'm honest. I mean, if you look at La Rubia, for example, he has been a key player, and although we know that Dani Lorenzo has the quality, has the talent to become a good player, I don't think he's decisive yet for Malaga. Yet.
Yeah, we have to consider that he's had a very tough season as well. Will you consider a loan for him next season to another club?
I think I would keep him at Malaga. I don't think a loan at his age and with his experience will do him any good.
Yeah.
It's time for him to step up, and if he doesn't step up this season, then I think it's time to let him go next season. But I'm very hopeful with him because he has the quality. He's very important, but he just needs that a little bit more of being decisive for the team, and that's the only thing I'm missing: a decisive pass or a decisive goal, a decisive action. That is what, in my opinion, is missing a bit with him.
Yeah.
But then after 76 minutes, it was Kaba who scored the first goal for Elche.
Yeah, for me, a good goal, but what I've said, I've seen that goal so many times this season. A cross and their striker between the two centre backs, no one with him and scoring easily. I think the Sporting Gijón goal were quite similar, and that was just only like a week before that. I think we conceded against Cádiz as well with another ball into the box like that. So certainly something that we should be improving for next season. And yeah, but
I totally agree with you.
Yeah,
but on the other hand, it took Elche 76 minutes to score against a team who's playing for nothing. So I think that's a positive note for Malaga as well.
Yeah, I think it's positive. It's what I said. I don't think I mean, I know the first half were quite difficult. They had big chances, but I think Malaga managed the game quite well, to be honest. I think as well that what I said before, that they were feeling the pressure because the players were more thinking about the other game than actually trying to win theirs. Yeah, I think their right winger, Hosan, I think is his name. I think he did a very good impact in the game. I think Gabilondo was having a good game until he came on, and he was struggling a lot to defend him. And that's how the first goal came. Hosan with a very good cross and a good header from Sorikawa. So yeah, that's the only positive we can say, that it took Elche until the 76 minutes to score. So in that way,
Did you care a lot when they scored?
no, obviously, always like you don't like your team to concede, but you don't like your team to concede, but I mean, compared with other matches, I would just be so calm, sat down on the sofa, and just like, oh, let's just go like they did the week before, because it's the same goal, another cross and another header. So yeah, but
Of course, I don't want to see
Malaga.
I don't want to see Malaga lose, but I also thought, okay, that's
yeah, definitely. Yeah. I think everyone will like that, to be honest. Yeah.
Then at the 93rd minute, because we will go all the way to the 93rd minute, and this was for me the moment of the match, because I was totally bored, and then I thought, is it an own goal? Is it not an own goal?
Yeah, it looked quite tricky. I thought it was offside, because I thought their striker Borja Alfonso, but then it is true. I think it's Nelson Monte has the last touch and it goes in. I don't really know how the rule works, so I mean, I don't know if that is offside or no. But yeah, after I believe it was our corner that we lost the ball, trying to, I think it was Gabilondo trying to have a shot, and they build a very good counter attack to finish the game. So in that way, quite disappointing to concede 2 goals. Elche has scored 5 times against us this season. So yeah, I think you can tell that they're a level above us at the moment. So yeah.
Well, we have to go to Chumbo and Biznaga then, don't we?
Yeah, let's go. What's your Chumbo, Chris?
We don't have a Chumbo, if I'm honest.
I
can't think of one.
I think I'm gonna go with
yours.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Gavin. I think the same. He came on the pitch and he doesn't offer anything. He lost the ball like 3-4 times trying to. I don't know what he was trying to do, to be honest. For me, I'm losing my. Yeah, I'm just losing my patience with Gavin. I think he's a player that doesn't offer anything, and I think the club is making the right decision not renewing his contract. I really don't know what's happening behind the scenes, to be honest, at the moment, but I really hope he doesn't stay at Malaga next season. I think there's players out there in the market that can offer much more than him. And yeah, let's see what happens with him. But yeah, that's my Chumbo.
I'll agree with you. I'm going with you. Do you think Kevin is already with his head somewhere else? Yeah. Or is he still with his head in Malaga?
I think he's always got his head somewhere else, not in football. That's why, because I've said it before, he's got the qualities to be a top player, but it's very rare that you see that ability that he's got. So I don't know. Maybe he goes somewhere else and he does good. I don't think he's had good experiences before Malaga in Portugal. He didn't do very well, but yeah, I think his time at Malaga is coming to an end. And yeah, wish him all the luck from here.
Wish him all the luck. Your Biznaga.
I think I'm gonna go with Alfonso Herrero. I think he was quite solid again. Another good performance. I know he conceded 2 goals, but I don't think he could do a lot. I think Gabilondo had a good game as well in a position that is different for him, playing on left back. But I'm gonna go with Alfonso.
I'm going with, and I'm starting to get a bit boring here. I'm going with our friend La Rubia again.
Yeah, I mean, it was a difficult game for him, but I think in the second half we were a little bit.
Something.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you could go with La Rubia. Yeah, I mean, he tried, especially in the first half. I think that he was even defending quite well. He was helping Murillo. But yeah, another solid game, and let's see if he can keep getting these positive performances, because I think it's going to be really important for Malaga in the future.
I agree. I think, in my opinion, he's the creative person of this team.
Oh yeah,
Very important, and I don't know. I'm just giving it to him.
yeah, fair enough. I think another player that the first half went by Willovete, but second half he struggled a lot. I mean, sometimes he does things that are really difficult and he does good, and the easy stuff he makes mistakes, but he's still a young player, and I think he's going to be important next season. So yeah, let's see what happens with Loveda as well. He needs to be a player that needs to step up for Malaga.
Yeah, Lobet is also the player that he can be very, very good, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But he can also have his moments where things just doesn't come out the way he wants. And it's most of all, it's the decisive matches where you expect a lot from him, but those are the moments he doesn't show up.
Yeah,
I think we covered it. We have covered it all for the preview episode, review episode, didn't we?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think we've talked pretty much about everything. Now coming to this end of the season when we haven't got a lot to play for, there's not a lot to talk about. The news, what we said, Castillejo, and the situation with the club. So let's see what comes in the upcoming weeks. Let's see. Hoping for some positive news.
There's one thing we didn't talk about yet, and that is, if you are looking for a chimney or a barbecue,
Yeah.
get in touch with us. We don't. Company doesn't do England or the rest of Europe yet, but if you live in Malaga and you're looking for a chimney, and yes, it can be very cold in the summer days here in Malaga, and or not in the summer days, in the winter days, it can be cold. So if you're looking for a chimney or a barbecue, then get in touch with us. Does the company have a name, Sergio?
Yeah, Distributions Fireside.
And the website?
The same, Distribution Fireside. If you type it on Google, it will appear.
Oh, wonderful! And with the if you fill in with the special code GiriCast25,
10% discount.
No, we can't give discount.
No.
You get a video, a personalized video message from us.
Yeah. You will. You get a special message, like with them videos for Christmas.
So that was it for this episode, Sergio. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. Another good episode on the GaryCast.
I'll see you later this week. And I hope I'm not on the same bench anymore. But I think it could be that I'm on the very same bench for the next episode.
Yeah, there's a chance. There's a slightly chance that in the following days you sat down in the same place with the same T-shirt. So yeah. We'll see.
Thank you all for watching, listening. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. If you didn't, we are on YouTube. So if you're listening, but you think I prefer to watch to these guys, you can watch us on YouTube. You see our faces. You understand maybe a bit better who we are, what we do, and yeah. to